So we left off at this point. This is part 2. The game is Vidmar versus Euwe. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And it's from 929, Karlsbad. And what we have here is a Torre attack with a King's Indian type structure to defend. So, in fact, Black could adopt a Grunfeld type structure as well. So, let's see the how it turned out. And this structure is particularly effective because it blunts the bishop, the white bishop. Black signals his intention to trade that knight for the black squared bishop. Queen b3, an aggressive move. Knight takes, pawn takes. And Vidmar's an attacking player, well known for his attacking prowess, so obviously not minding the disruption in his pawns for the initiative. And White's pieces are fairly well coordinated. And I guess he doesn't mind having an extra pawn to throw at the kingside. Okay, rook d1. Now, what an interesting move. I think the idea is to bolster d4 when these two white pieces move away. So, an instructive move. These guys were masters, first grade masters. They may not have understood some of the principles that later became apparent with Nimzovich's theories and the theories of the Russians and Kasparov and all that opening theory. But I think in the middle game they were quite strong and they understood the principles of attack. So not a move that I would have played. So it's instructional. I might have tried to put a rook on c1 or e1, but yeah, rook d1. Okay, let's run through this. Just noting here that White can't take on g6 because of c4 and then d5, and once this diagonal is blocked, Black could just pick off the bishop on g6. So knight there, and now if the bishop takes, the knight can come out to a5 and drive the queen off this diagonal, and again the bishop drops. The bishop would be hanging on g6, so just keep that in mind. Bishop moves back. Pawn takes, and now e6. And this pawn is on, but as the commentators say, if Black captures, then what happens is that the g6 pawn does actually end up hanging. So let's just go through that really quickly. Bishop back. Bishop takes. Okay, winning pawn, but White just places his bishop back, and Black's kingside is full of white square holes. So not a good plan for Black, even though it wins a pawn. Okay, so I'm through this. Both are very strong players, so okay, taking with this pawn rather than the h pawn to give the rook on f1 some scope. So usually we take towards the centre. Here we take with the f2 pawn, which makes sense. Now Black's getting a fair bit of initiative here with these rooks on the open c-file, and White has to defend now, has to go backwards and defend that back rank. Rook c4, pawn out, a5, that pawn on a7 was hanging. Knight comes in to harass the rook. The commentators make the point here that both players at this point are in time trouble, and the time limits in this tournament were 30 moves in 2 hours, so we're up to move 26. There are 4 moves till time control, so obviously play very quickly queen check. And now Euwe took the pawn on d5, but potentially better was to play this. And black has a fair bit of counterplay in this position. You can see that those bishops are going to be very strong. Anyway, let's go back to the game. Let's get on with it. Bishop e4, and now black's in trouble. I mean, he's got a lot of play, so it's hard to calculate all this out, and Euwe might have thought that he had a strong attack, but the truth is that white's just going to win some material here. Rook takes. This bishop would go if the queen moved. So, and the commentators say that now, having reached move 30, it's suddenly evident that white can take the pawn on d6, because they probably had calculated. This is the annotators say that they probably had miscalculated that this queen could take down on h3 because the g2 pawn is pinned because of this bishop back on b7. But having reached time control, now they have a lot of time to think. So now they can start making fully considered moves. Knight take. Bishop takes. And the annotators say that Euwe at this point is hoping for perpetual check. He definitely has a strong attack against this king. So it's a very windy position. Okay. Queen f4. This seems to be a winning move, the commentators say, but white has already prepared a lovely mating combination. Can you see it? Pause the video if you want to find this mating combination. I'm just going to announce it in a couple of seconds. Okay, let's get on with it. Rook takes. Bishop back. Rook takes. Knight f5, double check. Sorry, discovered check. And here, Euwe resigned. If the king moves back to g8, the queen comes down to f8, check. And the king has to take the queen pretty much, and then this rook comes up for this beautiful mate, which is called Anastasia's mate, up here on d8. So I hope you enjoyed that game, and thanks very much for watching.